Reading from the Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta, Book 1, Chapter 7, Text 145. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Śrī Parīkṣit uvāca, tataḥ śrī-hasta-kamalaṁ, prasārya paramādarāt, evam astv sānandaṁ, gopī-nāthena bhāṣitam. Śrī Parīkṣit said, Lord Gopīnātha then extended his divine lotus hand, and with great respect for Nārada blissfully said, so be it. Purport. Krishna extended his right hand, the hand normally used to offer benedictions. Nārada wanted explicit verification from Krishna. Therefore, Krishna showed his consent in such a way that no one could fail to understand. When Krishna enjoys his pastimes as Gopīnātha, the lover of the gopis, he reveals the most confidential desire of his heart. And in the same mood as Gopīnātha, he happily accepted Nārada's two requests. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Taksur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati svapadantikam pancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivas Adi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, greetings from Govardhan. Tomorrow we all will start a little time difference, the Kartik Vrata, Madhavatiti Bhakti Janani. I quote that from Bhaktivinoda Thakur quite often. The days of Lord Hari give birth to devotion. I love the concept of birth. Something's not there and then something appears. So it's like that with bhakti on these special days, and what to speak about special months. And it's the month of Sri Radha. And one thing I will be doing on that month is I'll post something every day on WhatsApp so you can have a connection. You can have a connection to the holy Dab during this month. I'll try to give a realization, but if not, something I've read, etc. And I'm all excited, very excited to Vrata. I think it's my strength that I've done this for so many years. I pray I'm successful. We'll begin by going half around Govardhan tomorrow at 4 in the morning, and then completing the other half, and then this year I'll take 2 days off of that, and then continue and do some Namvrata, and most important, to serve the Vaishnavas that come here because I have that conviction that my service is based on this saying about faith that I quote many, many times, that faith is trust by experience. Our experience becomes our objective, our goal, our faith. And this can give shraddha. It can give the experience or faith in some transcendental happiness, something beyond the senses and ego, and better than the senses of ego. That becomes our goal. So I've watched the transformation of people. So today's verse, so be it. Krishna's granting, remember Krishna granted Nārada Muni a benediction because counter to what Nārada thought he disturbed Krishna so much by causing the commotion of that affected Krishna with such deep feeling of separation that Krishna fainted, and for all practical purposes, the residents of Dwarka thought he was dead. So Nārada felt really bad about that, but Krishna explained, and we've gone over this many times, that this separation is actually happiness. It's the greatest fortune because it increases love so much. In union, the object of your love is before you, but in separation, it's everywhere. And especially it enters deep into your heart. So you offer many benediction, and we know the first benediction is Nārada said, I wish that no one becomes satiated. And then I made that analogy, and I'm writing about it this week, comparing thirst to bhakti. Thirst is eagerness for water, the humility that we don't have it, and the enhanced taste of water. And similarly, bhakti is the thirst or eagerness for Krishna. And in that eagerness, that want, it creates a sense that I don't have it, the humility I don't have it, and it creates a taste. And in contrast to water, when you get the object, it quenches your thirst. In bhakti, because the object is bhakti, the object is thirst. So when you get bhakti, your eagerness increases, your mood of your sense, therefore that when that thirst is even more, the sense that I don't have it, and the taste for it even more. But then Krishna said, what kind of benediction is that? Everyone knows that's true. So you ask for something more, and then Nārada asked, I wish I may wander everywhere, always chanting, drinking the nectar of your names. Those most sweet names arise from the ocean of Gokul and spread the glories of your infinitely varied dress and ways of acting. As I wander, behaving like a madman, may I distribute this joy to everyone. Whether by speaking, thinking, feeling, or physical contact, if any person, this is what he wants, in the world comes in touch even once with these pastimes of yours and is convinced of their importance, may he be endowed eternally with the power of worship, your feet in pure love, feet resplendent with the saffron dust from the pitcher-like breast of the beloved Gopi. So that, he's asking for that. And it's granted. And that's the purpose of this class. And the intelligent devotees, they've got this message. to touch these pastimes and be convinced of their importance. Then you become endowed with the power to love. This is the right path. This is the only path. Disappointed sometimes. I mean, not really, I don't get that, but not more people take advantage of this. This is the real thing, not just me, but this Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta, the pastimes of Krishna. There's nothing more important to have in your life. That's the whole philosophy of Krishna consciousness. And why the Bhagavatam was spoken, and why Prabhupada said books are the basis. One thing you could do for Kartik is make sure that you touch those books every day for a certain time, and that message every day. Such a powerful thing. So it's granted. We have this benediction. Krishna extended his right hand, the hand normally used toward for benedictions. Nārada wanted explicit verification for Krishna, therefore Krishna showed his consent in such a way that no one could fail to understand. When Krishna enjoys his pastimes as Gopīnātha, the lover of the gopis, he reveals the most confidential desires of his heart, and in the same mood as Gopīnātha, he happily accepted Nārada's two requests. As one surrenders, he rewards accordingly. So it's such a beautiful benediction. And it's so interesting. We really have these jewels of wisdom. Someone, I think, my friend Borjani, when you engage with him, he usually has a very thoughtful question. So he asked about my faith. And recently, someone I know wrote about faith. And I gave many, many answers, but one was along the point that Hari Kirtan made in his presentation, that we have an opportunity to look at the world through the lens of the Bhagavad Gita and understand how much light that puts on reality and how fortunate we are to have this knowledge in so many ways, socially and yogic and devotionally. It's such a powerful thing. And I remember, I remember one of my first realizations in Krishna consciousness, because somehow or other, I guess the concept of eternality wasn't in my consciousness. I'm not sure how much the existence of God was either. So without that, your future is non-existence, and life becomes like a drawn-out death row. And what type of meaning you can have if it all ends up in nothing, and it weighs on your head deeply. And then I remember when I understood Dehenosmin yata dehe komaran yovanam jara tata dehantara praptir, that we're eternal, that I, the soul, the real self, muktir hitva yata rupam surupaina vivastita, sarupena, that they have a real identity that exists beyond this body. It was such an incredible relief. And that was just the beginning of this kind of knowledge. What about being introduced to the beauty and world of Krishna, the theological, theistic reality, the theistic concept of bhāṣitam natavara karni o karni karyam Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta kanika kapis, that concept of Krishna. So fortunate. So be it. Granted, Krishna says, tato mahaparananda renave magnur munir brisham gayam nityam bahu vidham krishnam chakre sunir bitam. The sage was suddenly plunged into an ocean of bliss. Arnave, tato, mahapara, the great, the supreme, ananda, mahaparananda, Arnave, Magna, submerged. The sage, hearing this, was submerged in a vast ocean of supreme bliss. And he sang and he danced in various ways, thus delighting Sri Krishna. Why delighting Sri Krishna? Because that dancing and singing was composed of his consciousness of service and love. And thus it delighted Krishna. The body, the mind, and the words are simply a vehicle for love. They're simply for an expression, ultimately, of the soul. For the soul to give gives the opportunity to the soul, it's an expression of love. So these actions come from love. And therefore, if they have love for someone, they carry that love to the person. And really, if we look at life, relationships and true relationships and true is what life's about. And of course, our eternal relationship is with God. So that's what it's really about. Only an ecstatic devotee, by the unique power of prema bhakti, can give pleasure to the Lord. Krishna is full in his own ecstasy, so an ordinary person, anxious and miserable as he is, can never presume to do anything that can please the Lord on that platform. Bubuje bhagavatāmṛta sa paramādarāt sapanakam devaki rohini drishtam rukminya pariveshitam. Nārada then partook of excellent food and drink with the two lords, as Devaki and Rohini supervised and Rukmini served. Purport: invited by Balaram and Krishna to take lunch with them, Nārada was served excellent sweet rice and other delicious dishes and various refreshing drinks. Since Rukmini was the first of Krishna's queens, she claimed the right to serve the meal. She went around to each of the three people eating and repeatedly offered a small portion of whatever they wanted. Bhunte, bhojyate, two of the most important expressions of love. And I'll have to say, that's why I kind of trying to revive the Sunday feast at least once a week in New York at the Serenity Retreat of our exalted godbrother Adi Purush in a month, November 20th or something. We'll have another one with Yogeshwar, so I hope anybody who's in New York can attend. And one of the things I feel is that the parampara has been lost. I don't see it for that Sunday feast, and I'm glad that our Metro Mantra Sanga is kind of reviving that. Because it's not just gluttony, it's offering love, and how much people require that. How much people require that. Sitting down and it's not a paid meal. It's love for Krishna. It's love for the devotees. It's service. People need that, especially in the West. They need that. They need that nourishment of the soul. And when things are done with bhakti, they're done beautifully. So food, I told you, the flowers are part of bhakti. Today I received a belated birthday gift. It's really interesting. It's a sandalwood garland. I have to see it. A sandalwood garland. So fine, but so much devotion. So let's continue. Okay. Udavenas maryamanam vijitam satyabhamaya anyabir mahishibhishcha ranjitam tat ihaya. Udhava suggested to Nārada what was best to eat. Satyabhama fanned him, and other queens pleased him with various kinds of service. So just see the rasa of Aisaha, how this intense love is exchanged, and how it's a template for what the culture should be here in this world. It's so sad what's happening to the world, happening to the culture, happening to communities. I knew, even when I grew up, I knew every person on our block. It's not like that anymore. There's no communities. Uddhava went around commenting, you haven't tried this. This is another preparation is your favorite. Take some of this and some of that. In real culture, if there's two people, one is serving, for the expression and exchange of love. Since the weather was hot, Krishna's beloved Satyabhama personally fanned the two lords, and the exalted sage, the other queens headed by Jambavati, busied themselves doing everything they could to make the meal a pleasure. They poured cool water from brimming pitchers, eloquently praised the food, fanned the bodies of Krishna, Balaram, and Nārada from all sides, and kept the room fragrant by burning aguru and other incense. Yeah, so there's a relationship between aesthetics and devotion when things are made beautiful for others. That's the difference between calm and praying. Both are sambhog. told you, three of the desires of prema is to serve Krishna, relate with Krishna, and be with Krishna. But the be with Krishna is not a selfish thing, because it's not calm. Calm is sambhog. There's two types of sambhog. Union. One union is to please my senses. Another union, prema, is to please the senses of Krishna. So you want to be with Krishna, you want to please his senses. Achanto lipito gandher, malabir mandito muni, alankarai bahuvidhai, architascha mararina. After the sage finished eating and washed his mouth, Lord Krishna worshipped him, anointing him with fragrant oils and adorning him with flower garlands and various ornaments. I've told before about 30 years ago, my favorite kirtan I'm not going to tell the whole story, but in Farrukhabad, which is Panchal Death, 900,000 people lining the streets for Ram Bharat procession, celebrating the marriage of Ram Bharat, not Bharat. So we went through the streets with our kirtan party, and people literally came with pots with sandalwood paste and bowls with perfume, painting our heads and touching. So Mahotsava, great enthusiasm in the festivals. Attaprayage gatvatam madapeksha vilambitam munim kritartha yaniti samanuyapya madhavam. Nārada then took leave of Madhava, Lord Krishna, and went to Prayag, thinking, let me bestow perfection on the sages, have waited so long for me to return. So it comes full circle. We know Narada's journey, and the topmost recipient of Krishna's mercy. He learned that although there's no formal ranking, there is certain superior excellences, or something like that. I forgot how it was. But he saw really they were all recipients of Krishna's mercy. But the gopis and Srimati Radharani really had the most powerful intimacy, as Krishna described to Satyabhama. So now he's back in Prayag, and I understand this year is a kind of a Maha Kumbh Mela. I think it happens every 144 years. There will be 50 million people, I think. I know before there were 20 or 30 million people. It's hard to believe, but it's amazing what Indians can do for God. I went to the Kumbh Mela many, 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 many years ago. Many, many, many years ago. And you know, I've slept in a tent. They make a city on the confluence of the Triveni, means where the Ganga, the Jamuna, and the Saraswati meet. And so because of those three rivers, there's tremendous riverbanks. And they construct a city of ashrams, of all the spiritual groups in India. It's pretty amazing. And then on the auspicious day a bath is a certain priority, and it's a fact, millions and millions and millions of people bathe in one day. I don't know how it's even possible. Just imagine the sewage system for that, how that all works. And I went back there were millions of people, but now with transportation and communication in India, it's practically the whole India. I think there's going to be hundreds of millions of people coming. So, Swayam yad bhakti mahatmyam anubhutam mitastata sānandaṁ vanayaghayam sayaw bhakti lampata. Thus Nārada started on his journey to Prayag, intoxicated with eagerness for pure devotion. Wherever he passed, he vibrated his veena and blissfully sang the glories of the Krishna bhakti he had seen with his own eyes. Te pitan mukatasarvam shrutva tattam mahadbhutam sarasangrahino shesham anyat sadyo jahurdvidam. When the sages at Prayag heard the whole wonderful account from the mouth of Nārada, they once and for all gave up all interest in anything other than Krishna's service. They were able to grasp the essence of what is of value. So that's a pure devotee. Kirtan is when the bhava in the heart is expressed. It can be expressed in song, and it can be expressed in your expressions of Krishna's glories. And if the audience is receptive, that bhava gets carried right into the other person's heart. So these sages were so qualified already. Remember at the beginning, they were all so humble, and they were saying, no, you're the topmost recipient of Krishna's mercy. No, you're the topmost recipient of Krishna's mercy. Kevalam paramam danyam avilambyasya sikshaya Sriman Madana Gopala Charanam Jam Upasita. Entering a mood of great and single-minded humility, they began worshipping the lotus feet of Srimad Madan Gopal according to Narada's instructions. It is an axiomatic principle of devotional service that until one rejects everything insubstantial, one cannot grasp the essence of reality. The sages of Prayag, graced by Nārada with ultimate enlightenment, now obtained the total humility, dainya, required for entrance into the mysteries of prema bhakti. By honestly thinking themselves unworthy of worshiping the personality of God at his lotus feet, they earn the priceless treasure of his favor. This is the same point. This is why I love analogies, because they can explain subtle things somehow or other. And I love this analogy of thirst. And the eagerness of Krishna creates this thirst that I want and I don't have. And that thirst creates taste. So in the sense I don't have Krishna. I'm eager for Krishna, but I don't have Krishna. it makes one a full recipient of mercy. As I explained many times, a spoiled child, because he has no appreciation, does not experience love when he gets mercy, when the parents give him so many things. But someone who's humble, he has so much appreciation. You know, I remember back, this is 70 years ago, when there was a little television in my kitchen. Must have been 1959 or something. And somehow my mother was watching this show called The Tales of Shalom Aleichem. And it's a famous song. Avenu Shalom Aleichem, Avenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem, something like that. And there was this story about this poor man. He had nothing his whole life, and he was entered into heaven. And I'm remembering it now, like 66 years afterwards, I'm still remembering it. And he went to heaven. And God granted him whatever he wanted. He just wanted a roll in butter. It stuck in my heart. He was so poor. So that I don't have creates so much appreciation. That thirst creates so much taste for water. That eagerness for bhakti, which is ruined if you think I have. So entering a mood, kevalam, paramam, dainyam, exclusive, complete, dainyam, humility, complete humility. They began to worship. And it opened their hearts, and they can feel God's mercy. They can appreciate and taste Krishna. When something is rare, it has so much value. That's why there's Nārada's, wish that no one's ever satiated. So they're always in the mood of open-hearted appreciation. I know, when there was COVID, and it was like the first Kartik in like 40 years or something. I wasn't in Vrindavan during COVID, and my hankering for Vrindavan, that's the whole point of separation. Your love, your appreciation. And because in bhakti, the separation is not even physical, it's consciousness. But the physical separation could create the union of consciousness. So they're entering a great mood of single-minded humility, and they were worshiping the deity in that mood according to Narada's instructions. Matar gopa kishoram tam tvam charasa rasam buddhim tat prema mohita bisi gopibir abito britam amusham dasya michanti tadrisha prema bangivi nityam bhajashvatam nama sankirtan parayana. Dear mother, you as well should always worship this young cowherd boy. He is the ocean that yields the nectar of the rasa dance, in which divine gopis fully, now he's instructing his mother. Now, mother, you should as well worship this young cowherd boy. He is the ocean that yields the nectar of the rasa dance, in which divine gopis fully surround him, entranced by pure love. You should cherish the desire to be of these gopis. You should constantly worship him in pure love as they did. And you should dedicate yourself to the Sankirtan of his names, the essence of Krishna consciousness. constantly worshiping Krishna in the mood of the gopis and dedicate yourself to the Sankirtan of the holy name. Nityam bhajashva tam nama sankirtana parayana, completely dedicated. Having finished his story, Parīkṣit is summing up the lesson his mother should learn from it. So this is the essence of the Bhāgavatām, because the end of the Bhāgavatām is also Nam Sankirtan. And it also, they highlighted in the 10th canto, the gopis. So we just see how expertly this story, this is how Parīkṣit Maharaj gave his mother a summary of the Bhāgavatām in this different form, the message in a different form, but the same content. And it comes to this: she ought to absorb herself fully in Krishna consciousness, which in all of its countless varieties derives from and reflects the most perfect love of the gopis who join Krishna in the rasa dance. God in his original form is young, playful cowherd boy, and in this form he enjoys his original pleasure. When the Supreme Lord appears in any other form, that appearance is secondary, manifest to satisfy particular devotees. After hearing Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta from Sukadeva Goswami, Parīkṣit understood this transcendental fact, and to make his mother also understand that he has recounted the first part of the Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta. This is the first part, there's two more parts. Perhaps Mother Uttara, the widow of Krishna's nephew, might feel uncomfortable assuming the mood of the gopis, at least in public. Therefore, Parīkṣit advises her more aptly to strive to become a servant of the gopis. As Parīkṣit points out here, the principal method for becoming a servant of the gopis of Vrindavan is Krishna Nam Sankirtan, immersing oneself in hearing and chanting the names of the divine cowherd boy of Vraja, especially the name Krishna. This is the best means to practice worship in pure love, and is the symptom of one who has achieved the treasure of prema. So we will on Sunday, all of us, let's join together and celebrate, because most of you have been here from the very beginning. Celebrate that we got to have this jewel of a Krishna conscious summary of the Bhāgavatām. We got to hear it and study it together. How fortunate. Imagine going through your life. I'm 74, most of you are at least minimum 20 years younger than me, most. So hopefully you'll have many, many more years. Hopefully I'll have some more years. And we can read and study and hear these things and bring them in our consciousness. How fortunate. The same person who gave me this, I'm going to show you the sandalwood garland. I'm going to get it right. I should have wore it for class. 1 second. I'll be right back. My sandalwood garland. Beautiful, right? And the same person who gave me sandalwood garland has brought chocolate ice cream. So I'm going to make a Kartik Vrata of no sweets except for Govardhan Puja, Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day, and the chocolate ice cream, which was given as a gift. Maybe, I think Tota Gopīnātha may be here on, he may be here on Sunday, and there'll be other people here in the class on Sunday, so we can celebrate. We can celebrate the completion of this book. It's a great accomplishment. We can celebrate the completion of this book like this. Okay, Jamunajaya, some reflections today.
Hare Krishna Raj, that is quite the garland. I feel like I can smell it from here or something. That's really wonderful. Wow.
Wow. I didn't smell it yet, but it's really powerful.
I bet. Wow.
My
So
friend,
wonderful.
my friend gets only the finest things, the finest, finest, finest things. He comes from that culture, and
So nice.
and he gets these sweets that I'm making it at the end of Jai Jagannath's. He got me these sweets, these chocolates that are absolutely like no chocolates anyone has ever tasted in the world. You can't even believe it. So he got these for me, and I didn't really know what to do with them. So it was the end of Jai Jagannath's Dandavat Parikram. So I went to the end of the Parikram, and when people finished the whole thing, they each got one of these incredible chocolates. So we're going to make that probably a principle here. Jai Jagannath's here. We had a nice meeting today. He's staying
Nice.
in my ashram. And then we'll have some visitors in the Govardhan Hilton. That's the penthouse that overlooks this park here. So it's really, I mean, I can't believe it. I wasn't here when it was constructed. I thought it would be simple, but somehow or other, I'm here, and they're here, and they used everything. Like, it looks like the finest stuff. They even put in a washing machine,
Oh,
which is,
wow.
it is outrageous, but it's just so functional now. It was never like this. It's 24-hour electricity. The water just flows and flows where it used to run out.
Mm.
And they installed a washing machine in the upstairs bathroom. It's too much for me.
So nice.
But that's for
The
my
point I
guests.
really I
That's for guests, the Govardhan Hilton.
Milton. I love what you said about in a proper culture, if there's two people, one of them should be serving. I thought that was such a
It's nice.
beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay.
Thank you,
Okay.
Raj.
Haribo. Gail, you there?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Yes, I do have a question, but you mind like taking off the garland so we can see it properly?
What do you mean? Oh, take the whole thing off? Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And the thing
Like see
about
the
the thing about this garland,
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
the thing about this garland, it's all made out of sandalwood. Sandalwood. It's sandalwood. The thing about this, I like this. This is a kind of a pretty mystical effect. The thing about this garland is that it's not going to wither away.
Yeah, yeah, nice. Nice.
It's not going to wither. He
Okay.
gets
Uh-huh. Yeah, I
yeah.
wish I could see it in person actually, but anyway,
Maybe I'll
Maharaj,
send it to New Jersey.
yeah, well, we'll have to be very protected,
Yeah,
so it doesn't crumble.
it's pretty solid.
Maharaj,
Yeah.
yeah, oh, okay. When you were talking about the Kumbh Mela that happens, I think, what, every 12 years or something?
Every
Um,
12 years. Yeah.
yeah, so for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, what is the significance for us for that gathering?
Well, it's still auspicious. There's kumbha means pot. There's some nectar that flows down. I don't know, but I know that when I went there, it was certainly great for kirtan and preaching and book distribution. So I don't know personally. I'm not like myself. I'm not interested in anything but Braj. I'm not interested to go see Dwarka. I had an inkling, maybe on way to Mayapur, go to Ayodhya and see the new temple. But everything is here in Vrindavan, in Govardhan, everything. It's amazing. I went to visit my friend. What a devotee this guy is. It's amazing too, because he has this big kind of Eastern European family, just traditional. And his room upstairs, he has this altar with 200 handmade deities of all Vaishnavas. It's amazing.
You showed it to us one time.
Yeah, there's like 50 or 100 of my godbrothers there too.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing, yeah. So just the Vaishnavas here.
But this Kumbh Mela, it happens in Dwarka, did you say?
No, the Kumbh Mela happens in Prayag.
Okay.
Prayag, the confluence of the Triveni, three rivers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's where, one point, I think, isn't that where Lord Chaitanya instructed Rupa Goswami?
Yeah, that's where Prabhupada got initiated too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's where Prabhupada had his pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
And I always love that story where Prabhupada met this godbrother of mine from the Bronx in New York. He was talking and asked him, "What do you do? What do you do before you're devoted?" The guy said, "I used to sell drugs." And Prabhupada said, "Me too. Me too." Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else like to say hello?
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Tota Gopīnātha here. Great to see you, and love that garland. Wow, something else.
It's great. It is something.
Wow.
Yeah. My friend just has this penchant for fine things. Yeah.
I'll probably miss those chocolates, but
no,
nice to hear about them.
I think we'll save them for you. You said this.
I leave a week from Sunday. I don't leave this Sunday.
You leave a week for Sunday. You'll miss the chocolates.
Yes.
Anyway, when you come, we'll get you some son papri or something.
It's a deal.
The sweets here, I don't know. The sweets here, there's just. Anyway, Haribo, anybody else?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Slow Govinda.
And Braja, thank you for class.
Haribo, thank you so much for always coming. That's what disciple means. You hear from the Guru. You come to the class.
Thank you for
teaching. You listen. Braja, when will you be here?
I leave tonight.
Oh, wow, huh?
But I'll be with Raghunath for a couple weeks, and then I come to Govardhan the 28th of.
Isn't part of his retreat Govardhan?
Yeah, but we go to like Udaipur and Rishikesh and all of that. But we'll be there the 28th of October.
Have you been to Udaipur before?
Yeah, I went last year.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. I got a great letter from Bhakti Vinod. He was so upset, kind of having to miss everything. He said it was the greatest pain in his life. And then he read my Monday morning greetings where he talked about separation being blissful. And then he kind of realized, wait a second, I really am a devotee because the pain is separation from these things. It's actually devotion.
Yeah.
Anyway, he'll come in January or something like that.
Oh, okay. That's good.
We're gearing up for our Puri Yatra. Madhavananda and Krishna Kund have gotten their visas, so they'll be back.
Oh, great.
I'm flying in the best kirtaniers one could imagine. Like really the best. The best. Best kirtaniers. We'll have good kirtaniers, and so that'll be great. Okay, Haribo.
Thank you.
Hare
Anybody
Krishna
else?
Maharaj. This is Hemalata Radha.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Thank you so much for class.
Hey, Haribo. Nice
Hare
to
Krishna.
see you both. So, Hemalata Radha, you got your ticket yet?
No, Maharaj. I was just thinking that I have to buy it this week after. your announcements.
If,
I've been
if you
delaying,
want
but
to,
no, I have.
if you want to come a few days earlier to Puri, I think you can come by the 18th if you want. That way you have the 18th and 19th, and I'll be there a day before
Wonderful,
that.
Maharaj. I'll do that.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice. And there'll be just a few other people coming early, and it's nice because I think these two young ladies from South America will come. So it'd be nice if you were there. That Dalia,
Love-
who was
Yes.
in Colombia, and this lady, maybe Chapu, who's a very nice lady too. So it'd be nice if you were there too. And I think Yoga Maya will come early too, so it'll be good.
Lovely.
Okay. Who's that handsome revolutionary next to you? What?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Nice garland. It's beautiful.
It is, huh? This person finds things, the things he finds. He once found for Govardhan Puja this sitafal fruit. Sitafal. It's the most tasty fruit in the world, and it was Javi's favorite. And in my house we have a Govardhan Puja, so we had this big hill, and we gave the sitafal to Javi, and he just was like, he couldn't believe how good it was. Everything and anything, because he knows, he was from an aristocratic family, so he knows in Delhi where the fruit of the richest people, is. And he gets amazing things. Handcrafted sweets, they have sweets that are handcrafted individually. So he always brings me something. But this was a nice gift it's actually Jamuna Pavani and her husband got me this. You know Jamuna Pavani, she runs the...
Yeah.
Okay, Haribo. Okay, get your ticket. I'm really looking forward to you coming.
Yes.
I heard Mahatma had a heart attack. Is he still going to come to the...
No, he didn't have a heart attack. He had a heart operation. So he had to do, I think, 2 bypass. I think they're called. I don't know in English, but I think that's the name. And so but now he's out of the hospital, I believe, but it's still very delicate.
But he'll come. He'll still do his retreat?
I don't know, Maharaj.
Okay. Anyway, regardless, if not that or something, if you stay back, maybe we can visit Maseva Bharati up in Rishikesh.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I should visit her sometime. Okay, anybody else say hello?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, this is Krishna-katha. Thank you so much for the class. It's a little bit pity that we're finishing this part of the book.
Well, we'll continue with the next part. Okay.
Oh, great, great, great.
Gopi Gita, let's talk right after the class. I'll give you a call, okay?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you. And thank you for class.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anybody else?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for class. It's Yvette.
Yvette, you're coming to India too, right?
In February, yes. I'll see you in February.
Will you make it to Govardhan? I think you're going to the Echo Village?
No, I'm going to go to Mayapur, and then hopefully Dan's coming with me, and Kastuba will hopefully come over to Govardhan from Mayapur.
Yeah, have you been to India yet?
Yes, I was Mayapur last year. I went to the flower festival last year in Mayapur.
You haven't been to Govardhan yet?
I have not, no.
If you do it the right way, it's amazing. You got this big deity of this mountain, and it's so much bhakti around Govardhan, and walking halfway around it in the morning. I go at 4 o'clock with a friend, like a student friend. I go at 4 o'clock in the morning. I got my miner's light on, and we walk around And, after 2.5 hours, about 7 or 8 miles, like at a real good pace,
Mm-hmm.
and you get back by 7:30, it's just amazing. And then I take another shower when I get back and then do my deity worship. And then you're satisfied in heart.
Mm.
Because Raghunath will show you where the best lassis are in Govardhan.
Well, he might still be in Mayapur when I go, so hopefully I can see your Govardhan Hilton and have your association.
Yeah, I'm not going to name my whole place to Govardhan Hilton, just the new room that's built.
Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
That'll be great. Okay, anyone else like to say hello?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hey, Radha Priti.
Good to see you.
Hope everything's okay with you. Everything's going well. Good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the class.
Thank you so much for being coming here. I appreciate so much. Okay. Anybody else say hello? Okay. I look at the list of people. I see all the names. I'm looking. I'm thanking every single person for coming. Okay. How do I shut it? Okay, here it is.